Hello, and welcome back to another review and recap of Project Runway Season 21. And this time we're talking about Episode 3.
Episode 3.
We are in it still. We have lots to share. This one will probably go a little faster for a couple of reasons. One, it's just one episode, whereas the first one was 2 episodes to kick off the premiere of the show. And two, Audra and I know you guys are watching this Sunday night, but we are pre-recording this because we have other things going on, but we didn't want to miss out on recapping this episode. So we literally watched it this morning. And so you're getting our immediate thoughts on it.
Immediate thoughts. I just so everyone has a visual of how this went down this morning. I was on my bike in the basement working out while watching Project Runway, while writing notes on my phone. So I bike indoors on a program called Zwift. So my road bike is on machine downstairs, and I'm like climbing this hill. I'm like writing notes on the. And my husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm writing notes as I'm climbing a hill on my bike."
Meanwhile, I got up before my son did to get ready for work so I could take a shower first. So while he was getting ready for work, I'm in my robe with my laptop on my vanity, and I'm sitting there doing my makeup. My hair is wet, watching the show with my AirPods in because Brett is snoring behind me. And, everybody's still kind of waking up for the day. And I'm over here watching it on one device, taking notes and editing the slide deck this morning. So you guys have a visual to look at today. So we're not tooting our own horn over here. We're just saying we're really committed to doing this. Okay. We're committed.
By the way, my mom really liked the slide deck. She's like, the slide deck was really helpful. I'm like, it really was. Yes. It really was.
As a visual person, and a lot of us who follow the Sewcial Hour podcast are visual people because we're creatives. Yeah. I feel like I can watch this show, but and you'll see with this, a lot of these episodes, they're having to work with the same material for the whole group. So then you go, wait, whose was that? Which one was that? And some of them are forgettable. So it's like having that visual really helps. And for me, I need it to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. So real quick, if you are watching this and you are not familiar with the Sewcial Hour podcast, Audra and I have a sewing podcast called the Sewcial Hour. We release a new episode every Tuesday without fail. You can watch them here on YouTube. You can go to Spotify or Apple or wherever you choose to listen to podcasts. We have it streamed everywhere. We really appreciate it. If you are here, I'm going to ask for one quick favor to just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Or if you are not already subscribed, maybe you haven't subscribed to the podcast over on Spotify or Apple, hitting that follow button really does help us a lot and it costs you nothing. So we'd really appreciate it. That's our plug for the day. But let's jump into Project Runway. You ready?
Yeah. So why don't you talk about who left and then I'll go into episode 3 in the challenge. Does that work?
Or how do you want to do it? My slide deck.
Okay, let's go through the slide deck.
It's in order of the show, so we'll just kind of go through.
We'll just do that. Okay.
Yeah. So just a quick recap for those.
We clearly didn't pregame this, guys.
No, like I said, we literally did it this morning, and then we jumped right into recording. So the quick recap: we already went through episodes 1 and 2. So if you're seeing episode 3 recap and you haven't seen that one, feel free to go back and watch it. By the way, there will be spoilers in this recap. So if you haven't watched episode 3, you might want to hit pause, go watch it. Or you can do like some people who say, I'd rather just tune in with you guys. It's fun. So it's up to you, but there will be spoilers. Quick recap. Let me find my mouse over here. Where is my mouse? There we go. Okay. So obviously we know the host is Heidi Klum. We have our mentor, Christian Suriano, who's on every episode. Love Christian. He won season 4. We have 2 judges that are kind of always around, except for this time, Nina was not present in the judging panel for whatever reason, but Law Roach was there. We did have a comeback of guest judge Sarah Foster, who's the co-founder of Favorite Daughter. And we have another guest judge, Sofia Vergara, in this episode because the winning outfit is one that she's going to wear at an upcoming event. They didn't say which event, but that she was going to wear it. So no pressure to have your garment being worn by Sofia Vergara and photographed and put everywhere, right? So that's a really big deal. And let's just recap our designers. We have Joseph McCrae, Ethan, VJ, Madeline, Jesus, Joan, Yuchin. We already said bye to Casey. You like my big X that I put over?
I know, it's a little harsh.
Fine.
You're out.
Done. First episode. Done. Sorry. Angelo, Melania, Alex, and Antonio. And, you know, we left off with a cliffhanger on season 2. So this new format is where we find out who wins at the end of who's winning look is at the end of that episode.
Not a fan.
But we don't find out who's out. So we find out who's in, but we don't find out who's out. They leave us on a cliffhanger. So last time at the end of season 2, we didn't know who was out.
Episode 2. At the end of episode 2.
Episode 2. So do we want to find out who's out?
Yeah.
Who were your guesses? Who were our guesses? Alex, Angelo.
I think our bottom 3 were Alex, Angelo, and Antonio? No.
Was it?
No.
Or Joseph?
Hold on. Hold on.
I can't remember.
While I processed your request. The bottom was,
I think our guesses it was going to be Alex or Antonio. Angelo. It wasn't going to be Antonio because they're going to keep those twins together.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, and then Antonio was immediately safe.
Yeah. So it was down to those 2.
Yeah. So it was down to, well, at the beginning of this episode, Antonio was safe. And then Alex and Angelo were the ones that were left.
And who did you think was going to go home?
Well, I didn't want either of them to go home.
No.
But I figured it would be Alex.
And I figured it would be Alex, but I was hoping it would be Angelo. And I know that sounds awful, but like what Alex put out in the first episode, I absolutely loved. And there's been nothing that Angelo's done that I've loved. So I don't know. I was kind of hoping, but now, this is who won season or episode 2 was Jesus. Yep. And we don't know who's out, but who ends up being out is Alex. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was Alex. And I was quite bummed, but not surprised, but bummed.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, kind of rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations where I totally got it, but I didn't love it, but I understood it.
Yeah. So let's talk about episode 3. Boring to brilliant is the theme, and the competition is still in 2 houses. So they are still playing in teams, which I think I'm just over at this point. And I know they are too. The designers must use creative skills to transform boring fabric into something fabulous and fashionable. And I went ahead and threw in one of my favorite quotes from this episode. That was "No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade." I need that on a shirt. I need that on a sticker. I need it. I loved that comment. And of course, it was Jesus that made that comment. It was either Jesus or Antonio. I get them mixed up all the time.
So I know I'm starting to keep track. So this episode, they did a house change. They kept the houses, but they did a house change. Mm-hmm. Ethan and Jesus were team captains because they were the 2 previous winners.
Yes.
And then they did the classic schoolyard pick, which nobody likes.
No.
And so that was how they decided their teams. Melania was chosen last, which I think is of note. Yes. I enjoy Melania very much. And so it was, and then we called it a House of Denim, House of Wool. House of Wool, Jesus named his house of Catalina or Catalina in honor of a flower.
Oh, and them and their designed,
yeah. But I think Ethan's was my favorite because it was Ho. House of Ethan, but Ho. So it was basically Ho and House of Catalina.
And so basically they were before they picked their houses or anything, like they picked their houses and then they each picked like one of 3 bags that were standing, like sitting on the stage.
Yep.
They didn't know what was in it, and whatever fabric was in it, that was their like boring fabric that they had to all use. And that was the only material they could use. They couldn't incorporate anything else. That was it. So when I say House of Denim, that's the fabric that Ethan's team got. And they were so excited about it. And then House of Wool, it was a gray like wool. And that's what Jesus's team ended up with. And they were so bummed about it. And I only say that because their house reactions to their initial material like does not translate to the end result. And I just, it's worth calling out. It's foreshadowing. Okay.
Yeah, it absolutely is foreshadowing. That's the power of editing, right?
Right. All right. So we're going to take these boring fabrics and turn them into something fabulous. So we're going to jump right into these designs. And we're going to start with House of Wool, which is Jesus's team. And these are in order as they walk down the runway on the show. So they kicked off the show with Madeline, and Madeline is known for very structured, very detailed designs. Yeah. And I actually really liked this.
I liked it very much. And I think the something to look at with both of these fabrics, especially the wool, is that there's nothing to hide behind. The details, the tailoring, everything matters because it is truly a blank canvas that nothing can be hidden behind. There's no print. There's nothing special. It's a solid color. Yeah. So this is where the technical skills and creativity are really, really, really going to show.
I couldn't agree more. Every like pleat, every curve, every pucker, every misstitch, everything is going to be very visible with the wool and the denim. So, and then the other thing is like, these are not lightweight materials. They are not flowy materials. They're both
neither one of them are. Yeah,
heavy materials, both of them. So what's kind of cool about this is there's some really cool structured things that you can do, but the more you do, the heavier this garment gets. And these are little models that are having to support these garments going down the runway. The only thing I didn't get, and this is off topic a little bit, but like what is on the runway?
I noticed that too. And I was really wondering that. And I think I might go back and watch it again. Because again, I was on the bike when I was watching it. I might go back and watch it again.
Scraps.
It looked like scrap fabric, didn't it?
But like, how are they not tripping over that?
Yeah. So I'm going to go back and watch that one more time.
Denim and wool. And I'm just like, they're walking in heels. I would be on my face.
Which then I'm like, is that what a waste of fabric? I know. If it truly is fabric, I'm sitting there going like, that is a big waste of fabric.
Well, I think it is. And I mean, like, it's
unless
a cool
they use scraps from what they did. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I just was so distracted by it.
Yeah, I did. I Madeline's. It's got a color. But I love the cutout in the back. I thought for a very like structured, put together piece, it had that peekaboo back, which made it very sexy.
What I also liked is she went dolman style sleeve off the shoulder, but then still did like a very gathered, puckered puff sleeve, which I've never seen that kind of drop shoulder and then the puff. And I kind of love it. And I love the tasteful peekaboo in the front, but then you get the bigger peekaboo in the open back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still a sex appeal to this what could be a work outfit, you know, because it's a modest length.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of a drop shoulder in general. I don't hate this one, mainly just because I don't think drop shoulders look good on me. But when we're looking at House of Wool, remember Jesus wanted the whole thing to be very themed like a flower, the Catalina flower. Because he had that quote, like, I'm the team leader, do what I say. So that was his directive to the team. And they were finding their own way with that. Directed.
I will say while she didn't do flower, she still did feminine. And I think that's a good translation. And I think it shows with the puff sleeve. And I think it also shows with that open back and the little peekaboo, teardrop peekaboo in the front. So I really liked this one. Next is VJ, who I feel like wanted to show off this poor model's vajayjay. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, but there is no, and keep in mind, they know that Sofia Vergara is going to be picking one of these to wear. So know your audience. She is not a 20-something-year-old model. Granted, she's gorgeous and she could wear a wool sack and be beautiful, right? A burlap potato sack and be gorgeous. But like, do you think she would want to wear something that like to an event? This isn't like red carpet, like the Met, or something like this is
an event. Well, and remember that comment about knowing your audience when we get to Yuchin in a little bit.
Oh, I know. That guy.
But it's funny. Did you notice she leaned over to Heidi and said, "If you've got great legs, this would be beautiful." And she was like, "This would be good for you, Heidi." I thought that was an interesting comment. But
it immediately shows how she's not comfortable. Would not be comfortable in this.
No, not comfortable at all.
Top half.
The top half is stunning. I like the kind of like Batwing situation that's in the top. I thought that was really cool. I like the idea of the peekaboo with where he's going. I think the placement was very poor.
Yes.
It could be cool maybe if it was further down on the thighs and the skirt was longer, kind of a situation.
Or it was like it was fitted to her body because there's a gap between the skirt and her body. So those peekaboos are like not a peekaboo from the side.
It's not a peekaboo.
It's not that you're leaving.
It's a whole boo.
It's it is something. So that was VJ's outfit. I also didn't understand the long skinny strip in the front and then like the fuller skirt in the back. I just not a fan of the bottom half of this.
The other thing we do need to mention, this was another one-day challenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't even
another one-day challenge. Yeah. So remember when
Halloween
this tailoring, like all this beautiful tailoring, it's still one day. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even be able to cut this fabric out in one day.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
One day challenge, group challenge, and they had just come off an elimination. So there's no sleep for the weary here. Next up was Belania. I actually really loved this one because it's giving structure and drama. And I love that she did a pant. I also love the peplum flare to this top. The open back, and then like the collar screams Audra because the collar not only is big and bold, but it comes down and it's like the petal, like the flowy petals or like flowy leaves to a flower that kind of are unraveling down in this dramatic way. I really liked this.
So take my credit card right now. There is I can't even tell you how much I loved this piece. I loved it because she was picked last and pulled this out, and it is insane.
Yeah.
Also, this is the outfit for anyone who knows me, I would wear this in 0.2 seconds. It shows off all the parts of the body that I like to show off and hides all the parts I like to hide. The wide leg pants hide my legs that I can go either way on. But it shows off
snatches the waist.
It snatches the waist. It shows off the chest. It shows off the shoulders. It's got a collar.
Sexy little peekaboo back.
Oh my God, just take my credit card. Pretty. If I could find out how to get in touch with her, I don't even know what it would cost.
Don't sleep on her. She's laid out some beautiful designs that have
obsessed with
that have skated through. Like her designs have kind of skated through in the middle, but like don't sleep on her because she's got skill and talent.
She was my favorite for episode 1 for the princess one.
Yes.
And she also did really, really well in episode 2 with that like undershirt and the top and the skirt.
I loved hers.
I love her look.
The judges aren't calling her stuff out the last 2 episodes. And this episode, they really made a lot of comments like, give that to me now. Even Sofia Vergara was like, I'd wear that right now. Like, I can't go change outfits.
Take my credit card. Like right now. I don't even know. I would just please. I want it.
And it doesn't even look like wool. See, she even made wool look flowy.
She made it look flowy.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It's like she cut it on the bias and got it to curl.
I was gonna say, I think that collar is like the power of cutting on the bias, right? Yeah. Like it just creates. So
Jesus seemed to lean into the same kind of concept that Belania did, but in a more more fabric way. And while this is nice, I feel like one, it hides the girl behind it, and two, it looked really heavy to me.
Yes, and yes, that is
And by the way,
exactly how I felt.
floor length with a bit of a train, like it is a lot. How many yards of fabric do you think she used?
Oh, I think that's probably 6 yards of fabric.
Easy. Especially if you're cutting on the bias to get that wave.
Yeah. It's the idea of it is beautiful, but I agree with everything you said. It looks heavy. I don't think it does her body any favors. I think it hides her. The idea of it, I think, is cool. I just did not love the execution.
It's sewn beautifully. Don't get me wrong. But if there had been like a slit up the skirt to open it up a little bit. And then I loved La Roche's comment, like, hey, I like this, but like having the bold color is great, but maybe slimming it down a little so it's not so bold at the waist so you can see that snatched waist. That would have helped in the shape of this. And then, like I said, like having some sort of like, even like up to the knee kind of slit or right above the knee. It doesn't have to be all the way up to the hip bone like they like to do. You don't have to make it sexy, but like show, just to open up and show
some other skin showing somewhere.
Yes, to balance it out. So it felt heavy, but it was still really pretty. And it needed, I don't know. I know they did the statement earrings and stuff, but I needed some other statement, like a brooch would have been really cool. Like here,
that would have been cool. Yeah,
where it all came together. Yeah, to draw the eye in that direction. So, Antonio obviously leaned heavy into the flower, even though it was Jesus's idea. And which, by the way, there's no flower on this, Jesus, and it was your idea. But when you come to Antonio's, he took it very literally and made a beautiful flower. I like that it was a strapless, like with just that one side shoulder thing. It's full ball gown. It is there's a lot of fabric here again. It's very long, but I think this feels less heavy than Jesus is.
It does. It feels beautiful. And also this is where he did read the room, because this is absolutely something Sofia Vergara would wear. I've seen her wear similar stuff on the runway. This is absolutely her style. And it looked light. Again, kind of like Bologna, he made a very heavy material not seem heavy. And it was really, really beautiful.
I also like how he styled his model with that kind of Spanish style with the bold lip, the slick back hair, and the big earrings, because Sofia Vergara is Colombian. She's literally worn makeup like this and the earrings like this before. And I'm like, okay, so that helps her see herself in that garment even more. He did. He read the room, and he needed to. He has been on the chopping block these last 2 episodes. He has not done well. And I think he's finally starting to show what he's capable of. This is a huge difference from episode 1 with the shower loofah. So, so kudos to him. All right. Now we're going into House of Denim. And this is what we kicked off with. Of course, Ethan went first.
So I'm just going to say my favorite quote of the episode.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Which is, so this is the sticker I need, because this is now my new favorite verb. Is Ethan goes, my team is struggle bussing.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, no. No, I have that other one too. But my team is struggle bussing. And so now that is my new favorite verb. But it showed. It absolutely showed the struggle bussing that was happening in the workroom showed on the runway. And I'm so sad to say that, because I love a lot of the people on this team.
I do too, but I think it shows the lack of leadership. And Ethan is not a leader. He's a big personality, but he's not a leader. Ethan cares about himself. We saw that in episode 2. We've seen it again in episode 3. And his team struggle. I'm surprised they all had something to go down the runway, to be honest.
And his directive was a showstopper, and he wanted fringe. So that was his directive to his team. And they I was surprised how he did it. He had them like lay out their sketches, and like he chose. And I'm like, all right, well, that's an interesting approach, in that you're choosing what people are making. So if you're going to take ownership, then you need to be a leader
and need to be on the chopping block.
Yeah. And so I think the quote you are referring to is from La Roche.
About
And
this design.
yes, and I just started laughing.
I died.
La Roche's comment was, the cervix is dilated and she is crowning. And I was like, son of a biscuit. That is a really, really great way to describe it.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Tell me that's not what this looks like.
Okay, so we're working out. My husband's doing weights while I'm on the bike, and he looks over. He's got his Beats in. He's listening to music. He looks over. He goes, "What is that?"
I showed this to Brett. This is the first thing this poor guy saw when he woke up this morning. Look at this. It's like, oh my gosh.
I mean, and honestly, even if you took the cervix away, I don't even really think it's a great jumpsuit.
And from behind, it's even worse. And I didn't get a screen grab of it, but it's open back and then it comes down, and it's a weird. It's got all these like. So to get that stripe look that they have going around it, it's the opposite side of the denim. It's the wrong side of the denim. So I do appreciate the idea of like, how do we create contrast by using both sides of the denim? And so that's fine. But like, you have that stripe going all the way down the front, but then he did it in the back too. And I think that was overkill and not necessary. But did you notice this poor model was really struggling on how do I walk with it? She's got her hand on it. I just wanted her to be like, peekaboo, like down the runway. Like she gets to the end and she's like, whoop.
Like, and so he talked about how he was a boning expert, and I get what he's saying. And I mean, and so what we don't see here, and I don't know if you have in the slide deck, he came fully dressed as Utica.
Yeah, let's talk about
day.
That. I like that he did that.
He looked incredible. And I think what I loved, or I should say Utica looked incredible. And I loved the way that Ethan talked about Utica, almost like it was his alter ego, like superhero style. Because he goes, how did he phrase it? He's like, my team needed her. And I love the way it's
Utica is all about like empowerment, positivity. Yeah. And I felt like after our last episode and losing one of our team members that we needed like this rallying of positivity, not just for his team, but like for the room in general, right?
I think I need an alter ego.
Yeah. And I
need like an alter ego that I can like talk about.
In full drag. And keep in mind, Ethan is like tall, and then he's got these tall shoes on. So the guy's like 7 foot now. I don't know who it was, but he came in and they came all like the whole room came over and started loving on him and hugging him. And this one person, I don't know who it was, literally wrapped their leg around him like, I'm going to climb you like a tree, because he's so freaking tall, which I thought was hilarious. But he was like, she's a designer, she's a model and she's here to slay. Like it was just like this whole moment, and it really lifted the room, not just for his team, but for everybody and for me watching. But he stayed in full drag the entire
before
time.
It came crashing down on the runway.
And you know what's also interesting is once Christian Siriano, the mentor, came in to review everybody's looks as they're going through the process, he was like, right now, the only thing I love about your team and the only look I love about your team is what you're currently wearing. Like nothing else is working. And I wish this outfit that you have on as Utica is what's going down the runway, not anything else I'm seeing. And I think that was a pretty powerful moment too, of them going, oh shoot, we need to get in check. All right. Next up was Joan. Now, Joan had some tough criticism or feedback, I should say, from Christian Siriano in that mentor moment of, oh, you're doing fringe. Everybody's done a denim dress with fringe on this show. Why would you do that? And she stood up for herself and said, look, I drew several sketches. This is the one that my team leader, Ethan, chose, and I'm trying to be a team player. She should have never sketched this.
I was so proud of herself for standing up for herself, though. She wasn't going to go down and be like, yes, I absolutely wanted to make this. She was like, this is not the one I chose. I let my team leader choose. And so should she, and to La Roche made the point, like, you should not have let yourself get pushed around. And I get that, but you're also on episode 3. You're trying to be a team player. So it's like, how do you
also don't want to be one outfit that doesn't look like everything else, and then be the reason your team doesn't get to win the challenge either. It's very hard, and they only have a split second to make that call. I will say if she had not done the fringe and just done the dress with the stripes underneath, I would have loved it.
I agree.
And gotten rid of the headpiece.
Yeah, I agree. Cause I think the dress underneath was really pretty. And I do think, I mean, it was
like,
you can't see it. So yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah. Angelo. Oh, Angelo. Imagine if he was not here and Alex had been here, we would have been seeing something very different, I believe. I think Alex would have killed this because she likes structure. Angelo he tried to do structure. He tried to do something out of his comfort zone. There's no pant. He went with a skirt. He was supposed to have a tiered skirt with layers and not just a pencil skirt, and that kept coming up. And then I never saw a tiered skirt with layers. This is what we got down the road.
This is what we got. And I do think the judges had some great feedback that if it was the corset top, the jacket, and a pair of pants, it probably would have worked.
Yeah.
But this didn't work.
No. And let's make a woman's hips wider. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was as offensive as the cervix though. No, definitely not. But I just don't feel like it did any favors. I tried to capture that there was a jacket to this at that one photo, but
the jacket was pretty cute too.
She came out and took it off immediately. I'm like, walk down with it and then take it off. Like, you've got to give them your models better instruction. If you tell them to take that jacket off as soon as they come around, why even bother making the jacket?
Yeah. Yep.
I barely saw it. So I didn't love that. But it should have been a pant. And by the way, on the back, and when they were judging, like, all of this is off center. You can see it in that right photo, but in the back, it's all off. It doesn't line up. The top and the skirt do not line up with the stripes. If he had eliminated those stripes, that would have been helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, are we surprised it's big?
I am not surprised it's big, but I think this was the absolute strongest of the team. And what you can't tell real well in this photo is the waist looks so good. Like, it's so fitted, so nice in the bodice. The waist is completely snatched. And then you have all this volume. So like he still honored her figure and made her look really great. And the volume wasn't all consuming like we've seen in some previous designs of his.
He put the volume on the outside. So
he put the volume on the outside. So you still saw her waist. You still saw her really beautiful, like, upper body. And this was definitely my favorite look of Team of Ho.
Pants, by the way, right?
Yeah, these are pants. And so it was a very cool look. It was very fashion forward. I thought it was very fun. I don't think Sofia Vergara would wear it, but I definitely think of the people in this room, he read the room the best in regards to the challenge of making it interesting and having it be something Sofia would wear.
Made her look very tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's he probably used the most fabric out of everybody. And you know that's heavy and probably really hot.
Yeah, she looks great though.
She looks great. Do you see the earrings, the denim earrings? And can I say his looked the least denim because he didn't use the reverse side of the fabric.
Yeah. Yep.
He didn't need to with all of his pleating and attention to detail. So I think he slayed. Oh, Yuchin.
So this was the one of like, do you think Sofia Vergara is going to wear this? With that tiny skirt for the second challenge in a row? And those are
obsession with mini skirts and showing too much.
The under boob is real, and
it almost became full boob. That girl.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if did he make it? So let's go back to the challenge. The challenge is to make a boring fabric interesting, and the winning person has Sofia Vergara wear it. Is it interesting? Yes, maybe not in the best way.
No.
Would Sofia Vergara wear it? Absolutely not in any way, shape, or form.
I don't even think Heidi Klum would wear this. I mean, she might, but like not today in days. But like,
I mean, even if you remade it for Sofia, I don't even know what you would do to the top.
Make a whole new top and add more fabric to the skirt. And I don't know, like, this is way off point. But he started with a different design because he was being forced to do something he didn't want to do. And he kept struggling. The models came, he had nothing to try on. Next day, he has 6 hours to pull this off. Yeah. So in 6 hours, he came up with something, but he leaned into what he's done before in his comfort zone and it showed. And I will say there was a power moment when she came out and had that big coat on and then just took it off. But again, she takes it off and then walks down. I wanted her to like walk down with the coat and let the coat and all that fabric have its moment. And then halfway down, stop, take off the coat, and then go the rest of the way and have your moment. Like, I just feel like they're missing the mark on presenting these down the runway properly to show everything that you made. So that's my 2 cents. All right. What's next? Oh. Okay. Well, let's talk about who the house that won. Is it House of Denim or House of Wool? Obviously, I think we can all agree it was House of Wool.
Yeah, House of Wool was the winning team. And the one that's going to take my credit card was the winner.
Yeah. And I'm so glad for her. She was the last one picked. Yeah. And she's the first one to knock it out of the park in this. I mean, between her and Joseph's look, those were the top 2 for me.
Yeah. Oh, those were my top 2 as well.
Mm-hmm. I think glad she won this.
Yeah, she did an incredible
this
job.
Boost of confidence because she's been skating through in the middle in the last 2 rounds, even though I didn't think she deserved to be. She's been skating through in the middle. And this time I'm like, she's in the house that won and she won the challenge this week. Yeah. So really, really, really proud of her for that. And then we know she's in, but who's out? Obviously it's someone from House of Denim because they were in the bottom, but the bottom 3 for House of Denim is obviously Ethan, Joan, and Angelo. I don't think it should have been Joan. I think it should have been Yuchin in my opinion. But they didn't.
And what's really interesting is they actually floated the idea of more than one person going home. They actually had the comment of like all of them should go. Yeah. And so we don't know. It could be more than one going next week. And there were a couple of comments that were interesting. The first one being, if we didn't know who made what would our decision be? Meaning, I think we get rid of all of them because I think that's why when you see somebody that had previously strong work like Ethan, it's hard to get them out on episode 3.
And Jones had some beautiful work before too. Angelo's the one that is like 3 for 3. Yeah. 3 strikes, you're out. I honestly think this will be Angelo's turn to go home, in my opinion.
The most profound moment of this, Law was mad. Law Roach was mad. And he was like,
I didn't get all glammed up to come look at crap.
The quote was, I did not come to work and get this glam to look at this ugly stuff. I am pissed off. Like, it's going to be interesting to see because I think if it wasn't for the previous 2 episodes, I think it'd be a clear-cut person. Mm-hmm. But I think that's going to skew. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that it is episode 3 and they still not have mentioned what machines they're sewing on. They've mentioned the Ulta Beauty Salon. They've mentioned other things, but they still have not mentioned Bernina or Burnett. And we're on episode 3.
I know. They didn't even show them this episode.
Huh?
They didn't even really show them this episode.
No, but I would not be pleased if I had provided all that equipment and I have yet to be mentioned and we're 3 episodes in, I would not be happy.
Well, and what an episode to showcase the power of those machines sewing denim and wool in this manner. Right. Like if you
that 08 is a beast on thick materials. Right? That Burnett 08 is a great machine on thick materials.
Right. And actually it starts to make people question the integrity of the show if you never show the designers actually making these. It makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Is someone else sewing these up for them? Like, it really makes you go, is this all fake? You know, like, I mean, how much of this are they really sewing? And I think they are, don't get me wrong, but that's because I'm a sewist, right? But if someone who doesn't sew is watching this and they're going, well, are they even the ones making it?
Yeah.
You don't ever show them making it. How do you?
Yeah. They're not showing enough of construction. Like, we went forward. It's like all of a sudden everybody's got stuff draped or sewn. And I'm like, well, wait, but
we went from sketch to like fitting models.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I want to see more sewing. I'm just going to keep beating that drum every single week.
I know.
I know it's already, here's the thing. I know it's already edited. I know it's in the can. I know I'm not going to change anything, but I also know the footage is there. You shot all the footage. I know you did.
Yeah. Give it to us. That's all we're asking.
Just like throw
even
us
if
some
it's
add-on
bonus
episodes.
content after this show airs on YouTube or
Yeah.
somewhere else where we can just go watch it. Like, I want to see behind the scenes more because you're not giving it to enough of it during the show. So that is our episode 3 recap. Again, thank you so much for watching. You can tune into the Sewcial Hour every Tuesday here on YouTube or over on your favorite podcast streaming platform. We have another episode coming out this week, so you should go tune in. And if you didn't leave your feedback on this week's episode in the comments yet, please go do so. We would love to know what you think of this week's challenge. House of Wool, House of Denim, the who won, who's in the bottom, and who you think is going to be out, and we'll find out next week.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I feel like we get so worked up over these.
Well, and again, I will say this. I mean, like, I couldn't do it. So I am still in awe of all this talent. But that being said, it is a runway show and everybody's got opinions. So
yep, and we're here to
doesn't
share
mean mine are right, but
it's fine. We have fun with it. We hope you guys are having fun with us. And I'm excited for hopefully see episode 4 to finally not be a group challenge. Because if they keep doing group challenges, I'm going to be so annoyed.
VJ was so over it. I think we all are. Okay,
we
individual
all are.
challenge, please.
We all are. Because how are you really going to start to see people's individuality and their true design style if you can't get them out from under these group challenges where you're assigning a leader who is not a good leader? Let's be honest. And I'm sorry, but like, while Jesus can be a bit over the top sometimes, he did a pretty good job leading his team this time. So I was kind of really impressed. So anyways, that's my 2 cents and I'm sticking with it. So thanks guys for watching and we'll be back for the next one.
We will.